Okay, so today we are going to learn a very simple section, section 8.7, which is called factoring special cases, but really we're going to only be focusing on something called the difference of perfect squares. What you need to get from this section is that when we are factoring a quadratic binomial, so again with only two terms, in which both terms are perfect squares and they are being subtracted, okay? So you have a perfect square minus another perfect square. What happens is this factors into the square root of the first term plus the square root of the second term. Okay, so if this is c squared, then its square root would be c. Okay, times the square root of the first minus the square root of the second. Okay, and you can always check that by FOILing, right? Because x times x in this case would be x squared. X times negative c would be negative cx. Positive c times x would be positive cx. And then positive c times negative c would be negative c squared. Notice how the negative cx and the positive cx there, those would actually just cancel each other out, leaving you with x squared minus c squared, which is what we had. Okay, it might make more sense if we actually looked at some examples. If you have x squared minus 81, okay, x squared is a perfect square, 81 is a perfect square. In fact, I've included a little list of perfect squares here. These numbers on the left are what I'm talking about when I say perfect squares. The more familiar you are with these numbers right here, the easier this section is going to be. All right, so 81 is a perfect square, its square root is 9. So x squared minus 81, all that turns into is x plus 9 and x minus 9. That's it. That's all you have to do with these. Okay, like I said, really, really easy. If you have 4x squared, okay, again, 4 is a perfect square. All right, minus 121, also a perfect square. So this becomes 2x plus 11 and 2x minus 11. And that's it. Okay, so on your own, go ahead and try these four. Pause the video right now and do them, and then I will write the answers down here in just a second. Okay, the first one, x squared minus 64, that would just be x plus 8, x minus 8. 25x squared minus 144 would become 5x plus 12 and 5x minus 12. 36y squared minus 196. Now 196 isn't on this list, but it is a perfect square. So it's 6y plus 14 and 6y minus 14. And finally 49x squared plus 100. I threw one at you, see if you were paying attention. Okay, there's a plus sign in between there. It doesn't factor. Okay, you cannot factor this one. Okay, had that been a minus sign, it would have been 7x plus 10 and 7x minus 10. Okay, but as it is, it can't factor in the real number system, so we're just going to leave it. And that's it.